And welcome again to Mory's. We're joined now by Sam Rubin, a Yale 95 graduate and is the publisher of the Yale Football News. And we're talking to him about, he's also the women's hockey contact as an assistant sports publicity director here at Yale. And Sam, I want to talk about Mandi Schwartz, a Yale women's hockey player who has basically been fighting leukemia for almost 2 years now. And why don't you give us the latest on Mandi?
Sure. She was initially diagnosed with leukemia in December of 2008. Went through chemotherapy, and as of about a year ago, it seemed like she was out of the woods. She actually came back to Yale and was planning on playing this year as her senior season. But last spring, she got diagnosed with cancer again. It was ironically right before the Yale football team and Yale women's ice hockey team bone marrow drive in her honor. So she had to go back home to Canada, go through chemotherapy up there, and eventually had to have a stem cell transplant in Seattle. So she just had that about a month ago. That process involves chemotherapy, radiation, really takes a lot out of you, so she's still recovering from that back in Seattle.
You mentioned the bone marrow drive, and the Yale football team and women's hockey team and really the entire Yale athletics community and the Yale community and even the greater New Haven community embraced that to the point where it was record-setting for colleges in consecutive years, which was tough to do because if you registered 2 years ago, you weren't eligible this year. So truly a spectacular effort done by the Yale athletics community in doing that for Mandi. And there's some more efforts that are coming up November 6th and November 12th. Why don't you tell us about those?
Sure. The Yale Club of New Haven, in conjunction with Yale Athletics and Quinnipiac Athletics, is going to have Mandi's March on Saturday, November 6th. And that's going to be before the Yale Quinnipiac men's ice hockey game. It's a 7.5-mile stretch of trail from Hamden to New Haven. It starts between 10 and 11. Anybody that wants to participate, you can walk, you can jog, you can bike, do whatever. You don't even have to travel the whole path. And donations will be accepted for Mandi and her family. So that's Saturday, November 6th. And then on Friday, November 12th, which is actually the night before the Yale-Princeton football game, the Yale women's ice hockey team is going to have a quote-unquote whiteout for Mandi at Ingalls Rink. They are waiving the price of admission so everybody can get in for free. They are lining up donors who are going to donate based on how many people come to Ingalls Rink for that women's hockey game on November 12th. So even if all you do is walk in the door, you're contributing to the cause. And certainly they're going to be accepting donations as well. They're lining up some auction items, a Bruins jersey from Bobby Orr, Red Sox jerseys. So there's going to be a bunch of fundraising activities at Ingalls Rink on Friday night, November 12th.
Now, I had a chance to talk with Mandi last January when she was back at school and was so excited to be reunited with her teammates on the women's hockey team and just see them and be hanging around and feel like she was part of the team again. And her spirit is incredible. You've gotten to know her and the family through this. Why don't you tell us about her?
Sure, just a great person from a great family. And one thing we found is that basically anybody that knows Mandi wants to help her in any way that they can. You don't have to ask those people twice. And that's why you see things like her Yale women's ice hockey teammates. Samantha McLean, who is the captain of the Yale women's ice hockey team, actually biked from Toronto to New Haven, a 500-mile bike ride, just to raise money for Mandi. Aleka Hughes, another one of her Yale teammates, did a fundraiser at a tournament she was playing in over the summer, did bone marrow drives. So anybody that knows her knows that Mandi's the type of person that she would help anybody. She would always help a teammate. Her family is the exact same way. Her mother and father have had to basically relocate their lives to be with her in Seattle for these last couple months, and they're going to be there for a while longer. Her two brothers are playing at Colorado College. Her fiance, Kaylin Prefontaine, actually proposed to her while she was undergoing chemotherapy. So as you know, cancer is a disease that doesn't just impact one person, it impacts the whole family. And what you've seen is all these people that know Mandi, that know her family, they're now rallying to her cause.
All right, and of course, people can stay abreast of everything going on YaleBulldogs.com.
That's right, YaleBulldogs.com. We've got a link up there with her photo.
All right, well, Mandi, we continue to have you in our prayers, and join Yale Athletics on November 6th and November 12th, all you fans out there, and help support this great cause.